So I welcome Professor Partha Roy to come and share some valuable career counseling related in the career in science for 15 minutes. Sir. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. I would first like to apologize for being late and missing my actual slot over there. I have not been keeping well for the last couple of days. There's the same viral infection, the घूम रहा है सबको हो रहा है. But I thought that this was a very important occasion where I should come actually. And it is more than sharing my thoughts. I wanted to see all these young people, the boys and girls who are done well, who are doing well, and who are going to do well. And वो हमारे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा चीज़ है कि आप लोग सबके साथ यहाँ पर मुलाकात हो रहा है और देख रहे हैं कि आप लोग कैसे अच्छे कर रहे हैं और करेंगे भी आने वाले दिन में. So हमको बुलाया गया है कि कुछ बताने के लिए about a career. I don't know if I am a right person to talk about a career as such, but I'll share a few words of wisdom आप कह सकते हैं. Words of wisdom तो बहुत जगह से मिलते हैं. अल कुरान जैसा किताबों से मिलता है, हमारे बुजुर्गों से मिलता है, और हमारे जो चारों ओर का हमारा जो एक्सपीरियंस होता है उससे भी अच्छे चीज़ को सीखना is gaining wisdom. I always say education happens in 3 stages. The first stage of education is getting information. And most of you all in school, college, university उस स्टेज में रहते हैं कि आप इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर कर रहे हैं, हर जगह से इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मिल रहा है. जब हम वो इंफॉर्मेशन को सिंथेसाइज करके when we get enough information about a certain subject or a certain area, then we say that we have gained knowledge in that subject or area. And when we can synthesize that knowledge and when we can put it to use for solving real world problems, then we say that we have gained wisdom. So these are the 3 stages of education which I think starts from getting information, which gets transformed into knowledge, and from where we get wisdom. So our aim should be to become wise. और हम लोग जिनको देखते हैं, जिसको हम बुजुर्ग मानते हैं, the people who have been something to this world, they have been wise. And beyond wisdom comes another stage. Maybe वो एक स्टेज है जो स्टेज में सब लोग जा नहीं सकता है, वो स्टेज होता है एनलाइटनमेंट का, जब आप बहुत कम लोग ही उस स्टेज पर जा सकते हैं. So I am also at a very, I would say, low level in this, in this trajectory, in this pathway of gaining education. Maybe I am somewhere between information and knowledge. उसके बीच में कहाँ पर खड़े हैं हम. तो इसलिए हम लोग सब ये एजुकेशन के फील्ड में हम लोग सब एक रास्ते पर चल रहे हैं, और रास्ते के डिफरेंट जगह पर डिफरेंट लोग हैं, डिफरेंट माइलस्टोन्स रास्ते के ऊपर है, और वो माइलस्टोन्स को हम एक के बाद एक क्रॉस करके हमको आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा. So I will start by telling a few words about my own life, my experience. So I was actually born and brought up in this area. When I am a son of the soil of this area, I was born and brought up in Karya Road. तो ये मेरे जन्म स्थान है actually. And I studied in a school also which is very close by, Don Bosco School. So after that, उस समय, this was in the 1990s, I also prepared for joint entrance examination which was there because everyone was preparing. I was interested in science. I was interested in answering lot of questions in science which were not there in the textbook. Beyond the textbook, there were a lot of things I was interested. But like everyone else, I prepared for the joint entrance examination, and I also got through in the joint entrance examination. I got also, there was a student who was just speaking, I also got through in IIT, and I got through in the medical joint. So I joined Calcutta Medical College to study medicine. So I was studying medicine, but while studying medicine, I found, and that is where the challenge comes, that what I was studying could not sort of answer all the curiosities which I had. It was not sort of, like preparing, or for me as an individual, it was not giving me all the answers which I was seeking. But I studied seriously. The other thing which was sort of very worrisome for me, and which is something very relevant today, is that I found my friends, my teachers, everybody who are in this medical profession, who are either studying or teaching, they are very obsessed, I saw, with money and how to make a good income, how to make a career which will be defined by how much money we can earn. This seemed very sort of suffocating to me, because this was not the dream with which I had gone into medicine. So in the first year of the medicine, that time there was 3 preclinical subjects which has to be studied in the first year of medicine: anatomy, biochemistry and physiology. I topped the class in both physiology and biochemistry. And from there I wanted to actually study physiology. But then I found that that was not, like something in medicine I was not getting. So, and this was a very difficult decision, or decision even to think about. At the second year of studying medicine, I decided to shift from medicine to basic science. And you can understand the type of resistance. मेरे परिवार से उठ के उसके खिलाफ कितना रेजिस्टेंस था, क्योंकि लोग इतना ट्राई करते हैं कुछ मतलब मेडिसिन पढ़ने, मतलब जस्ट एज अ लाइक, एंड आई वाज सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंकिंग कि दैट आई वांटेड टू गो आउट ऑफ दैट, एंड आई वांटेड टू गो आउट ऑफ दैट नॉट फॉर एनी trivial reason. I had thought about it very well. It was something which I wanted to do as a goal in my life. And I was listening to Sabha madam. She was telling that how, if you are confident, you can take such decisions in your life. So to cut a long story short, I actually, and I wouldn't encourage anyone to do this, but I left my home and slept for 2 days under a tree, so that my parents actually finally agree with me. And they finally, agreed with me, and I joined Presidency College to study a bachelor's degree in physiology. Presidency College apparently has an agreement with Medical College Kolkata, which was signed 100 years back, that they can give a joint degree in physiology only. When physiology was taught in Calcutta Medical College, that rule was specially activated for me 75 years after the last time it has been used. The last time it has been used was 1912, I think. It was activated for me in 1995, 75 years after it was first used. And I was allowed to only do a bachelor's degree, get a bachelor's degree after doing just 1 year of the thing, because I had already completed 2 years in medicine. So I did that, and then I joined the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, which is the topmost scientific research institution in India, and there I did my PhD. And thereafter I went on to Cleveland Clinic, which is the world's second best hospital in the United States of America, and there I did my postdoctoral studies, and there I also did an MD. So there I actually finished my medical course after this sort of very, like a very devious path, I would say. So I ended up with an MD and a PhD when I finally in Cleveland. So this is not something which is very unique, I would say, but this is something it was a message to me myself कि आप आपका हौसला बुलंद रखेंगे, आप आपका जो what your aim is, you will try to keep at it. Whatever way you take, you will finally be able to, be able to attain that aim. And that is something which students nowadays should understand, because life has become a lot easier actually. At my time, someone who wanted to research was very difficult for them to do that for medicine, and I understood that very early on. But now I understand even from medicine you can go into research. So nothing which you study is useless. Everything that you study, whether it is science, medicine, engineering, arts, commerce, law, if you study it well, if you do it well, if you do it in a dedicated manner, you will be able to shine in that field, and you will be able to contribute to society. So in 2008, when I was finishing my postdoctoral work in the United States, I had 4 job offers over there, all from famous universities, because I had done some good work over there. But I had decided that I will come back to India, because ये मेरा वतन है, हम यहाँ पर I have gained from the educational system in this country, and I wanted to give back to the educational system in this country. So I came back to India in 2008, and I joined this Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, which was just getting built at that time. That itself was a challenge, building a new institution. And that is the second message I would try to give to people, that in your fields, whatever you do, try to take up leadership. लीडरशिप हम लोग को समझ लगता है कि लीडर लोग बना देता है. नो, लीडरशिप इज अ क्वालिटी. लीडरशिप इज अ क्वालिटी विच कम्स फ्रॉम विदिन यू. इट कम्स फ्रॉम योर इंटरेक्शंस विद अदर पीपल. ये जो लोग जो हर समय हम लोग देखते हैं आजकल का बच्चे वो मोबाइल फोन पे है या टीवी देख रहे हैं, वीडियो गेम देख रहा है. द थिंग विच आर एक्चुअली लूजिंग इज लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज. हम लोग को लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज कहाँ से मिलता है? रास्ते में दूसरे बच्चों के साथ खेल के, दूसरों के साथ इंटरैक्ट करके, हर जगह पर जाके बात करके, वहां से हम लोग को लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज मिलता है. क्योंकि लीडरशिप कम्स फ्रॉम लर्निंग हाउ टू डू सैक्रिफाइसेस. बिकॉज अ गुड लीडर इज ऑलवेज अ गुड सैक्रिफाइसर. हम लोग जो लीडर आजकल देखते हैं वो लोग खाली सब कुछ अपने लिए लेना चाहते हैं. बट इफ यू सी हिस्टोरिकली द ग्रेटेस्ट लीडर्स जो बने हैं, दे हैव बीन द पीपल हु हैव सैक्रिफाइस्ड द मोस्ट. You also need to learn to compromise, in order to learn to share. These are all very important leadership qualities which will only happen if you interact with others. सबके साथ आप लोग मिलेंगे, सबके साथ खेलेंगे. आजकल तो रास्ते में बच्चे लोग को मिलकर खेलना ही नहीं देखते हैं. सब लोग अपने मोबाइल फोन पे बिजी हैं. हम लोग तो रास्ते में वो करिया रोड में ही रास्ते में खेल के, लड़ाई करके, झगड़ा करके, अपना जो थोड़ा खाना मिला था उसको शेयर करके, उससे हम लोग बने हैं जो आज बने हैं. तो वो हम लोग भूल जाएंगे तो we will have no leadership qualities. So when I joined ISER Kolkata, this was a institution being funded by the central government of India, and the government had given 500 crores to build up this institution. So, and people like me, very young people who had just come back from a foreign country, were given this responsibility of building an institution with crores of rupees in my command. I mean, I could place orders every day for 20 crores, 30 crores like this. But that with that sort of responsibility also comes the sense of duty. So every step which I had to take had to be based on honesty and integrity. When you have that type of power in hand, power over people's life, power to give jobs, power to spend money, what you should have is also honesty and integrity. Because we are finally answerable. You can think to the public or to Allah Almighty. We are finally answerable to someone. So that honesty and integrity is the second very important, like quality which comes with this type of positions. And all of you who are aspiring for a good life should also understand that without honesty and integrity, it is not possible to go forward in that life. So we built up this institute, and today this institute, like ISER Kolkata, with other ISERs, is one of the best science research institutes in India, where we are producing a new generation of students. It is very well equipped with all types of research facilities. So here we teach physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics and earth sciences, which is geology, environmental sciences, etc. But we integrate that with engineering, medicine and all the other disciplines, because today we should understand that science is not something which stands alone. Every field is connected with every field. People will be surprised. We have just started a course in science and law, because there is, in science there is something called intellectual property rights, where you need to know about patent and all these rights, and therefore people need to know about law. So people are studying science and law also. So every field which you study, as I am saying, it finally comes and converges to how to contribute to society. So today in science in India, there are so many different avenues where you can go to, and actually there is no division between the sciences. That is something also which is very important, because traditionally people have been saying that if you are good in mathematics, then you are not good in biology. If you are studying biology, you are not good in mathematics. Then it is said like, boys are good in mathematics, girls are not good in mathematics. Girls are good in biology, they are not good in physics, things like that. But these are all myths. These are nothing but ये सब कहावत, इसका कुछ actual basis नहीं है. आप लोग देखे होंगे लास्ट वीक मेरे लैब के काम के ऊपर एक न्यूज़ आर्टिकल निकला था एक बांग्ला न्यूज़पेपर में, एक समय बोल के, जहाँ पर एक हम लोग अभी लास्ट वीक 10 जून उसका आप लोग जाके देख भी सकते हैं, बंगला जो पढ़ सकते हैं एक समय में, कि जहाँ पर हम लोग मैथमेटिक्स को यूज किया है कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, कुछ नया जीन्स को डिस्कवर करने के लिए। द फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिया दिस हैज बीन डन, वेयर वी हैव यूज्ड मैथमेटिक्स टू फाइंड genes which are involved in cancer and find new type of therapies for cancer. And इसके लिए जो टीम हमने इकट्ठा किया था, उस टीम में बायोलॉजिस्ट थे, उस टीम में फिजिक्स थे, केमिस्ट थे, मैथमेटिशियन थे, एक कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर भी था। सब लोग मिल के एक साथ होकर ये काम किया है। तो this type of integration is what is there in society today. So science, if you are studying in BSc, you can study BSc and then you can go on to do MSc and then you can go on to do PhD, or you can go into a job. You can also do in our institute, for example, we have integrated courses जहाँ पर BSc और MSc एक साथ पढ़ाया जाता है. This is a 5-year course. Why do we have this type of course? Because we want students who want to go into science, really want to study science, for them to get a feeling of research. So एक साल research के लिए रखा जाता है. Okay. So and research is not something कि कुछ मतलब लेबोरेटरी में जाके कुछ कर देना. रिसर्च का मतलब है कि आप इंडिपेंडेंटली सोच सक रहे हैं, आप इंडिपेंडेंटली क्वेश्चन बना सक रहे हैं. दैट इज रिसर्च. रिसर्च इज नॉट सम टेक्निकल थिंग. रिसर्च इज द एबिलिटी टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस. प्रश्न करना, सवाल करना. सवाल का जवाब कैसे आएगा वो तो तय हो जाता है, पर सवाल करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. तो आप लोग जो फील्ड में जा रहे हैं उसमें एक है कि आप सवाल कीजिए. सवाल करने से आपको आगे जाने का रास्ता जो है दिख जाएगा. तो दैट इज व्हाट वी ट्राई टू लाइक टू इनकलकेट in a career in science, but I think it is applicable to a career in arts, in commerce, in law, etc. So people who have got into medicine or engineering, who have quote unquote cracked NEET or the IIT JEE exam, they have done very well, definitely, and they will do well. But people who might not have done that, they also shouldn't feel disheartened, because as I said, from my example, you can see you can move out from there. So if you are giving your class 12 exam or doing BSc or BCom or BA, do well in that, and finally you will be able to reach till your goal. Because today's world gives so many different opportunities. Like a person who is studying history now, I am myself interested in history a lot, and I teach a course in the history and philosophy of science. मतलब साइंस का हिस्ट्री और फिलोसॉफी क्या है वो हम पढ़ाते हैं. और an interestingly उसमें एक लार्ज पार्ट है is the contribution of Islam to science, the contribution of the Islamic world to science. लोग को आज पता नहीं है कि एक समय the golden age of science जिसको कहा जाता है was a time after the Arab ने जो पूरा मतलब हिंदुस्तान के पश्चिमी प्रांत से शुरू करके स्पेन तक, मगरिब स्पेन तक, वहाँ पर जो पूरा जो अरब का जो एम्पायर चल रहा था, that time the type of scientific interaction which went on over this entire area has been called as the golden age of science. आज लोग को पता नहीं है कि जो सारे वर्ड हम लोग यूज करते हैं हमारे हर दिन का साइंस में, जैसे एल्जेब्रा सब जानते हैं. हाँ, एल्जेब्रा एक अरब वर्ड से आता है, अलजिबर. ओके, so this is something which was developed by Arab Muslim mathematicians. एल्गोरिथम, जो भी कंप्यूटर साइंस पढ़ते हैं एल्गोरिथम जानते हैं. एल्गोरिथम का ओरिजिनल है अल खवारिज्म. वो अल खवारिज्मी बोल के एक वन मुस्लिम साइंटिस्ट who was working in Khwarizm, which is in Central Asia today, उसके नाम से है. तो ऐसे करके केमिस्ट्री का नाम आया है एल्केमी से. एल्केमी है अल्कीमिया, जो है अगेन केमिस्ट्री being done by the Muslim scientists at that time. So every community, every religion, every country has a glorious history in science. It is not like that we claim this science is ours, that science is there, but science is a global effort where people have to collaborate together, people have to work together. Without working together, as I said, a team I had to combine was mathematician, biologists, physicists, engineers all together. People have to work together to finally succeed in science and to succeed in any field of life. That is something, a message which all of us should take. Working together is very important in finally succeeding in life. And succeeding in life is not just getting a great career. So I will finish by just telling a very short poetry by Ralph Waldo Emerson. This poetry I like to tell to young people, because when someone completes the PhD from my lab and goes, I give them a picture of all the lab members with this poem written on that. Okay, so this is a message to all young people who are going out in their life. And this is written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson was an American poet and philosopher. And very interestingly, Emerson had an enormous influence of Islam on his writings. It is very interesting. उनका जो सबसे important लेख है on self-reliance, that he ends by quoting Hazrat, I think Imam Ali, quote by Hazrat Imam Ali. So Emerson had a very great influence of Islam on his philosophy. So this is a poem by Emerson, and this is my, ending message to you. So this one called Success. The poem is called To laugh often and much, हंसना, okay, बहुत और हर समय. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. जो एक्चुअली हम लोग को जो ऑनेस्ट क्रिटिक्स है, जो हम लोग को ऑनेस्टली क्रिटिसाइज करता है, उन लोग का क्रिटिसिज्म हमको मिलना. एंड टू एंड्योर द बिट्रेयल ऑफ फॉल्स फ्रेंड्स. जो दोस्त एक्चुअली फॉल्स फ्रेंड्स है, झूठा दोस्त है, उनका गद्दारी, उसको सहना. टू अप्रिशिएट ब्यूटी, बिकॉज ब्यूटी इज द क्रिएशन ऑफ द ऑलमाइटी. टू फाइंड द बेस्ट इन अदर्स, not to think of others as competitors, but to think of others as collaborators. To find the best in others. To leave the world a bit better. इस दुनिया को थोड़ा से बेहतरीन करके जाने का कोशिश करना. Whether by a healthy child, एक बच्चा जो अच्छा इंसान बने. A garden patch, एक छोटा सा एक बगीचा बना के भी, और a redeemed social condition, या कुछ समाज में कुछ बदलाव लाके. Anything of this. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. कि हमारे जिंदगी से और एक इंसान का भी जिंदगी थोड़ा बेहतर हुआ है. This is to have succeeded. Thank you. शुक्रिया.